What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only NIO stock and what you should be looking out for the future of this company. I'm also going to talk about what's going on with the stock market and how this may affect NIO for tomorrow as I give you guys my price prediction. I'm going to talk about what NIO put on their Twitter page that also makes me very, very bullish for this company and what I expect to be happening for tomorrow. Now, before I break any of this down, I do have to mention a couple of things real quick. The first thing is I'm not a financial planner, so please don't take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire NIO community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the WeBull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for WeBull with my link down below and deposit any amount of money, whether it's $1 or $100, it's up to you. You are guaranteed 5 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. Once again, that's free money. And you could always sell these 5 free stocks and buy some NIO shares with that money. So this is your chance to get some free NIO shares. This offer ends in just 2 weeks, so please check it out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So looking at NIO, in my previous video, I told you guys that, look, this thing may crash, but then I do see this thing exploding right after, and I still hold the same thesis. What do I think is going to happen to NIO? Well, I told you guys in my previous video that I saw this gap down here, and based off the price action, I expected us to fill this gap. The gap would have brought us all the way down to 19.9. We filled the gap almost perfectly. That was almost a perfect gap fill. We did very well right there. I do want to talk about where I see it going in the future. Well, look at this right here. We have another gap right here that's going to bring us all the way back to 22.4. So that's another, really good sign that I am actually pretty bullish going into the next coming trading days. But I do see one thing that's going to push us down one last time before we perpetuate with the bullish moves. So what's happening to the market is probably what you're wondering. Right now, we're seeing the fear and greed index kind of shift a little bit more on the greedy side because we were very fearful yesterday, and now we're kind of on the neutral side. So we are seeing some improvement as we are seeing the S&P 500 bounce back following 2 straight days of losses because of what the Fed was announcing. So the Fed, Brainerd, who is the Federal Reserve Governor, she stated that the Fed on their minutes are, ready to be a lot more hawkish, and they're essentially going to tighten on their policy to address inflation. And the market did take a big hit because the Fed did look like they were ready to raise the federal funds rate by 50 basis points. I mean, it wasn't really a surprise. It's just that the fact that they've actually shifted this quickly, and the fact that they kind of, how should I say, scared people by talking about how serious inflation is, it did have its toll on the market. But we did see a bit of a bounce coming from the SPY and the NASDAQ. I mean, Tesla was in the green, so was the SPY, and we're seeing crypto kind of green too. So things are looking better, and I do expect NIO to follow this trend by tomorrow. Now, why did I tell you guys that I see this thing exploding? Well, I'm sorry. Yesterday, I told you I see this thing crashing, and then I see it exploding after. So we got that crash I was talking about. We're down over 6% in one day, which is, I wouldn't say it's too insane, but it kind of is. So what I see happening is we filled this gap. And if you go back for the last few weeks, look at this. We were trading in this range for weeks. Okay, above 20, I would say 1990. We've been above 1990 for so long. And I expect that to hold us up pretty well going into tomorrow. And I expect us to get a very good bounce to the upside very, very soon. So, what I think could end up happening tomorrow is in the opening, we might have that, drop. And typically, we hit that low of the day kind of like towards the first few hours. We're going to hit that low of the day, and we may be in the 1990 range. Then I expect us tomorrow to start pushing to the upside. I expect us to push very, very well, and we should actually, maybe we could go as high as the 2170 mark. Then we could end up dropping and closing, I would say, around the $21 range. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing closing in the 21s. I am a little bit more bullish going into tomorrow, and you should prepare for that based off what this is showing. Now, let's look at technicals just real quick before I talk about what NIO put on their Twitter page. That's very important for the company. Now, let's look at the 3-minute chart real quick because I did see something very interesting on there. When we look at the 3-minute chart, you could see what this thing was doing was we got a very nice bounce, and it kind of resembled the inverse head and shoulders in a way. I don't think it's that good, but you guys could kind of see it. And we got this really nice curl right over here, and it's looking pretty healthy. It does look like it wants to start bouncing up. So I am a little bit more bullish going into tomorrow. Now, I also want to talk about this right here with the 2 hour candles. We're starting to see this curl from the MACD and the 90-day moving average as the RSI is very oversold. When stocks are very oversold like that, like this, when they drop really hard in just a couple of days, typically you want to see that really good relief bounce. And that's something that I think is going to come to NIO relatively soon. I also want to talk about the DMI. I think this is also very important. With the DMI, what you're starting to see is we're starting to see the fact that since we got that downward trend, we are starting to see the ADX start to soar, which is a pretty good sign. But then we are seeing the positive and negative lines still pretty far apart, but that could change at any given moment. Now, I want to use the 2 hour candles for actually this part. Like I said, we're starting to see a bit of a curl there. So we are seeing some improvements. So we really want to wait and see that confirmation, which I think is going to come tomorrow. And going into next week, I expect this thing to actually run just a little bit and then actually drop just like it did this week, then continue to run after it. Now, I know that sounds very, very, how should I say, broad, but I'm saying that because look, tomorrow on Tuesday, keep this in your calendar. We have the CPI data coming out. We're going to find out the, estimated inflationary rate for the month of March 2022. So you have to be prepared for that. Now, the thing about this is, look, CPI is not the perfect way to measure inflation. I know a lot of economists have stated that, but this is what we generally use for the markets, which is why it's very important. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't expect inflationary data to be good. I think it's going to be pretty poor. It's going to be above 8% probably overall. So I'm going to be real with you guys. It's probably not going to be good. And that may cause us to drop going into Tuesday. But then after that, I expect us to actually have a really good relief bounce and then continue with the run going forward. So, anyways, I know that was a lot to take in. What I think is going to happen, okay, I'm going to repeat this. I expect us to drop a little bit, get that bounce around the $19.73 to 19.90 range. Then I expect us to run up, go to the high $21 range, drop a little bit, and close at around $21 a share. Now, we have a gap up here. It could get filled in the future. So I just want to put that out there that I am a little bit more bullish going into tomorrow. I also want to talk about this right here real quick. They have announced the fact that they have the latest NAD, or the NIO autonomous driving technology, including the NIO Aquila super sensing and NIO super Atom super computing, for safer and more relaxing experiences with autonomous driving from point A to point B. So NIO is improving every day. The company is still doing well, and I am a little bit more bullish going into tomorrow. I gave you guys my price prediction, so get ready. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you guys in the next one. NIO to the moon, and peace out.